G'day good people, welcome to the ultimatemoney.com.au coin review of the day. My name's Corey and today we're going to take a look at IOTA, an Internet of Things spending application. It's getting pretty dark pretty quick, so I got to try and summarize this video as fast as I can. I started researching IOTA today at 7 a.m. It's now almost 5 p.m. I've done the best I can to research what I can and to make it as understandable as possible. But if I get anything wrong or I don't really explain anything properly, please leave a comment below, doing your best to explain what it is that I've gotten wrong and clearing it up, but also trying to make it as understandable as possible because education is what we're all about here with these coin reviews. So without further ado, first up, what is IOTA? IOTA is a revolutionary new data transfer application for devices in the Internet of Things. And the Internet of Things is the ever-growing world of physical items that will be connected to the Internet. By the year 2020, it is predicted that over 40 billion devices will be connected to the Internet. And IOTA's mission is to utilize its innovative Tangle network, which is a non-blockchain based open source distributed ledger that will fund the upcoming fourth industrial revolution in a machine-to-machine economy. So what we're looking at here is a network that will allow machines to pay or to speak to other machines through the use of cryptocurrency. And the reason why IOTA can do this is it allows for nano transactions and also it is incredibly scalable. So at this point, it looks like it can actually scale to the demand of over 4 billion devices on the internet and counting, and we'll get into that in a second. So what gives IOTA value? First and foremost is the Tangle network, which is IOTA's main innovation. And the Tangle network becomes faster as it scales. So the more users that are on the network, the faster the network becomes. And that's because when a user wants to make a transaction, they have to verify 2 previous transactions before it. So with every 1 transaction, 2 transactions are being processed. And since IOTA has no miners and that every device that is making transactions on the IOTA network is verifying transactions simultaneously, therefore there's no transaction fees because there's nothing to pay to make the transactions. Also, the Tangle network allows for machine-to-machine quantum payments. So we're talking about teeny tiny little payments that are a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. And the Tangle network is quantum resistant, meaning that it's resistant to quantum computer attacks, which is a big uncertainty for other blockchain cryptocurrencies, whether or not they're going to be able to be resistant to quantum computer attacks in the future. So what is some of the interesting technologies behind IOTA? The Tangle is a 3rd generation distributed ledger that is based on a directed acyclic graph. And to make that easier to understand, a directed acyclic graph is like a non-circular spider web that is built in only one direction. If you have a look at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, what you will see there is a representation of this DAG or directed acyclic graph. And this isn't a blockchain. So a blockchain is built one block after the other, where the Tangle is more like many blocks that are all built around each other and they just move in one direction and they're all connected to each other in varying ways. Hence, I suppose, the word Tangle. And also, if you have a look at that graph in the bottom left-hand side, see those gray blocks at the very right-hand side? Those gray blocks are the most recent blocks that are being verified on the network. Something that makes a Tangle very strong is that as the Tangle gets older and older and older, each block further and further and further back becomes more and more older, becomes aged, it becomes stronger. And it's because all of the newer blocks after it all verify that that block exists. The Tangle is made for a world in 2020 where over 20 billion devices will be communicating with each other through the internet. And when we're talking about machines, we're talking everything from your phone to your computer to your car to a drone and even to your fridge and even an entire smart city. And all of these machines need to have a way of communicating with each other, and they need to have an economy where they're buying and selling and trading data amongst each other to communicate and make requests and to get things done. So who are the team behind IOTA? Well, first up, we have David Sonstebo, who is a Norwegian serial entrepreneur, a tech enthusiast, and co-founder of IOTA. Next up, we have Professor Sergei Popov, who is a professor at the Unicamp University of Brazil, and he's also a co-founder of IOTA and the author of the IOTA white paper, apparently quite the brilliant mathematician. And next, we have Dominic Scheiner, who is an Italian serial entrepreneur and co-founder of IOTA, and he's interested in the advancement of new governance solutions that are more efficient and will build transparent systems. And this is only 3 people out of a huge team that IOTA has. IOTA has one of the biggest teams that I've seen so far. What are some interesting partnerships with IOTA? Well, the International Transportation Innovation Center, or the ITIC, has partnered with IOTA to build a global network of AI-based sustainable mobility services in smart city environments. We're talking about major technology here. Also, Canonical is the company that built the open source software Ubuntu, and they are collaborating with IOTA on how to fix the problem of billing machines for bandwidth on the telecommunications market. As there are so many machines connecting to the internet and they all need to use telecommunication services like internet bandwidth, for instance, and so there's this problem of like, how do we bill those machines? They're not humans, so how do we charge a machine? Also, IOTA joined the trusted IoT Alliance, an open source software foundation that supports the creation of a secure, scalable, interoperable, and trusted Internet of Things ecosystem. So what are the good things about IOTA? Well, its distributed ledger and Tangle network is currently significantly different to any other blockchain-based cryptocurrencies and platforms on the market, so it has its own niche that it's working on. And of course, it's seeking to make developments and solve key problems in a predicted technological revolution that may change the world as we know it forever. And of course, it has the potential to increase in size and speed simultaneously whilst maintaining secure zero-fee transactions. And this is something that no other crypto blockchain at the moment can even come close to claiming. Also, what are the bad things about IOTA? IOTA is still in its early development phase. It's still in beta, and it has many elements to master and finish before reaching its full potential. So much of what it claims to offer, although I'm sure that it will be able to offer them if it's successful, but it's not a finished product that is being put into practice and proving the worth of all of these great ideas. And in order for IOTA to become the bread and butter of this new machine economy, it will need to be adopted on a global scale across many industries and technologies, which cannot be guaranteed as a premeditated success. Who knows, maybe it'll be another technology that's similar to IOTA and possibly better in some way or more popular that achieves mass adoption on the scale that IOTA is talking about. So what is the future for IOTA? Firstly, an identification of things philosophical framework and identification technologies in development to change how we interact and classify machines. Also, the swarm client is a sharding technique that is in development that will allow multiple devices to split a node between themselves. And also, there is a privacy layer that is in development for the Tangle network that will help to mask meta and privacy information. So what is my personal opinion of IOTA? Well, clearly IOTA is distinctly different from other blockchain-based platforms and cryptocurrencies due to the flexible magnificence of the Tangle network, in theory. And if the network can scale to the global demand of a new machine-to-machine world while simultaneously growing in speed with zero transaction fees that is resistant to quantum computer attacks, well then IOTA could possibly be one of the greatest inventions in an entire generation. But IOTA is still in development, and it needs a finished working network and mass adoption to accomplish its astonishing potential. Thanks for watching today, good people. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe and head to www.ultimatemoney.com.au for all your crypto news, reviews, and how-tos. As I said before, if I got any of this information wrong or I didn't explain anything properly, please drop a comment below explaining what it is that I got wrong, and hopefully in a way that's friendly and understandable so that other people can get the right information. I've done my best. I can't get my head around everything. It's pretty complex for me, but I find it to be a fascinating technology. So thanks again. My name's Corey. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.